Greetings Internet, welcome to Aaron Plays and I hope you're doing fantastically well. This is the continuation of my Normandy campaign in Fields of Fire. We're on mission 3, we've done one patrol and that was with 3rd Platoon. We're now going to do the 2nd patrol with 2nd Platoon. So I'm not sure how many turns I will shoot. I don't want the videos to be too long, but there's obviously a lot to get through and so forth. So mission 3 is split into, say, patrol for each platoon. So it's a platoon action, and there are various things that we need to do and capture and such forth. If you're not sure what I need to do, go and watch Platoon 1's encounters. The main thing that I've got to remember, though, is it's night time. One of the things I keep forgetting. So I'm doing like 6 activations at night. So I got a D4 to track how many activations each of my guys have had. And I use that in Korea, on the Korean US module, because they've got a night defense mission, and it worked. Because I had been using one of these, a D6, so I didn't have to keep flipping to the chart. I could work out how many activations they'd had. And tried to remember there's only 4. Didn't work too well, did it? So let's see if that's any better and so on. But let's go down to the map and see what is going on. So before we start, just a brief recap. 10 turns. The move visibility in this particular mission is determined randomly. Let me just scroll down a bit. There we go. It's moon at +3. Selected randomly, as I said. 5 columns. 4 rows. Yes, that's right. There's no what you call it, staging area in this mission. I start up at the back of the board there. Starting on row 1, you must move the selected platoon to the primary objective in row 4. So my primary objective now is over here. It was over here with the 3rd platoon. It's now moved slightly to there. I can choose where it goes. At least 1 unit must pass through the objective, each route point, and finally cross the MLR, at least 1 unit, mainline resistance, from row 2 to row 1. And none of the cards are required to be cleared, though I do gain experience points if I do. So I'll place route markers of route 1's here. Route 2 is the cemetery. Route 3 is the actual objective. Route 4 is here. And then I have to get back to the mainline resistance. So that's it. Oh, on this row here, row 4, there are A potential markers. On rows 1 and 2, there are B and C's, and I drew them randomly from the little baggie here. And no PC marker is placed on my command outpost. Right, the enemy are on a deliberate defense. They are they are veteran, and the historical enemy was the 9th Fallschirmjäger Regiment, 3rd Fallschirmjäger Division. Okay, I've got some artillery support. With the 2nd platoon, I'm sending the XO and the sergeant with them, as I did with the 1st mission, using 3rd platoon. Okay, so without any furthers, let's get down to the action. And there's no friendly HQ phase on the 1st turn, and we go into friendly command phase, where the battalion commander gratefully activates my company commander. Let's see. Let's flip that. Boom. As I've done in my Korean module that I'm using, Tabletop Simulator, I have moved the command display to here because I just found it easier to actually work out where it is without keep dragging the screen back and forth, back and forth. If the map does extend over this way, then I'll have to move it somewhere else. But at the present moment, I prefer it to be there. Company Command HQ Impulse Phase. So we've got to see how many commands the company commander gets. Can we just reshuffle those? Can we shuffle? There we go. All right. Draw a card. He gets 3 commands, and he is, now what level is he? Company HQ, he's veteran, so he gets 1 for veteran, and he gets 1 for being Oh, he's not undercover. No, he's not. No contact. That's it. I've deliberately let them out of cover so that the blinking radios will work. That's it. I'm limited by the radios aspect. So he's not undercover. So you can tap the bloody damn thing and say, hello, hello. Okay. Now, I've got my trusted G4 sitting in front of me. I know he can only activate or do activations of 4 things. Well, the main one we'll need activating is obviously the platoon commander, and this is second platoon's mission, so we will flip him over, and we will flip the XO and the first sergeant using 3 commands: 1, 2, 3, banking 2. Okay, so that's the company HQ impulse, the platoon HQ. So we will, or we could do the XO and the first sergeant. We will start with second platoon as well. Okay, now second platoon is all situated here and ready to go into the unknown. Right, so let's draw a card for the platoon HQ. He gets 5. It's a good start. He is aligned, so he gets no modifier for there, but we still no contact, so he gets +1 there, and he gets, no, he's not undercover as well, so he's on total of 6. Okay, and we know we can spend 4 of them. Well, let's see what we want to do. All right, well, I'm going to do my standard procedure, and I am going to do a tag team there, pull a lat team and assault team for them, and I think he will go forward with a little bit of smoke, which we've allocated to that squad. There he goes. All right, so that's one command. And the second one is, let's go and have a look what's up there, shall we? So there we explode. So I'm hoping there's no minefields, because I've already got 2 minefields, and that's going to, when we get to mission 4, which is played on the same map, and I'm on the offensive, we've got minefields to deal with. I think we get some engineers, but, you know, minefields slow you down. So that's another command. So he's got 2 left. So we've got to do these route points in order. But it doesn't say there's nothing I can't scout out here. So let's go and have a look. What is there? Okay, so we will do another. That's 1, 2. Let's do 3, 2. Pull that team for them and give them some smoke. That's another order. So he's got 1 remaining, and guess what that order's going to be? Go and have a look over there. And we'll mark them as exposed as well. So he's used his 4 orders. Okay, so that takes it. He had 6, so he's got 2 remaining. We flip them, don't we? And right. So now we go into the XO officer. And where is the XO? He's over here. He's going forward on this mission. So he is line, and we will draw a card for him. He gets 4, no contact 5, not undercover. So he gets 5. Okay, again can spend 4. And at this point, I'm just going to bank him. Now, it's night time. Max save for line, limited visibility, is only 4. Is there anything I can do with 1 command? Yeah, I'm quite happy we've just got, you know, those 2 out there at the present moment. So, yeah, it's losing a command, but hey, I can only save Max. He's a line. There, that's saved. Then the first sergeant. Let's draw for him. Where is the first sergeant? Same place. Draw a card. He gets 3. The first sergeant is line as well, so that makes stays 3. No contact makes 4, and we will just bank those, and that's fine as well. Okay, so that's them done. We then have the platoon HQ initiative phase. First platoon, draw a card for it. They can't move, activate, but they could shoot. I say can't activate, he can't move, and also his troops can't move. So he gets 4, and first platoon is over here. Now, he's undercover, so that's why I shouldn't have put him undercover. Okay, he's undercover, so that's 5, and it's no contact, makes 6. He is, what grade is he? He's veteran, makes 7, and I'm doing it wrong. Just remembered. I remembered. It's the smaller number when they don't have initiative. So he's got 2. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. He's got 2. No contact 3. Veteran 4. Undercover 5. Okay. And max save for line, normal visibility, and veteran limited visibility is 6. So we're going to bank those 5. And third platoon HQ, he's undercover. He is veteran as well. And we're looking at that little number. He gets 1. Veteran 2, undercover 3, at no contact 4, bank 'em. Okay, none used. Then we have the general initiative impulse. General initiative impulse. Okay, so again, this is the little number. I would have liked a bit more than a 1. In actual fact, it's a platoon activity. The general impulse gets halved, rounded down. So I would like to have got better than a 0. And it is 0. That's a bit lousy, isn't it? Okay, so we're now into the enemy activity phase. There is no enemy on the board at the moment. We go through all the sequence until we get to the potential contact evaluation segment. So let's move that around. We have got 2 cards we need to evaluate. So we turn those markers over because we do B's before C's. They're both B's. How rude. Okay, so then we have to randomly determine which one of those 2. We draw a card, we look under the number 2, and it's the second one. Remember, I do everything left to right. Okay, so we're doing this one first. So it's a potential contact B, and because we're at, let me bring that up, no contact, that's automatic. Again, rude. I'd like to have had a couple of C's there, but okay. So the enemy have stiffened up their resistance. They know we're coming. So let's see, we've got with an automatic contact, and I'm looking at German contact packages. So let's draw a card for that. I'm looking at the 1 to 10, and we get package number 3 on the B, which is 3 on the B is package 2. Incoming! Blimey. Okay, so it's a single fire mission, no spotter, incoming. I've got to determine it's artillery or mortar. One it's artillery, 2 it's mortar. Looking under 2, 1 it's the big boys. We have an incoming. So they must have heard us, they're prepared for us, so they decide to give us a welcome package. Okay, and we can change that state to -4 impending fire. Okay, well, it might get flipped over right now, mightn't it? So let's flip it, and boom, boom, boom. Okay, so that now will change us from no contact to contact. 1 friendly occupied or enemy occupied card under a volume of fire. So we will change that accordingly. So number 2, we're at contact, and now we have the other B card, which now changes from automatic to 5 card draws. That's still quite significant. 1, got to carry on. 2, 3, 4, and the last one, 5. So that B, there's nobody there. Okay, so that's gone. That's a potential contact phase, no pinned recovery, combat effects segment. Okay, So we've only got one to resolve, and that's this bad boy here. Incoming -4. Okay, it's an orchard, so we're actually getting an additional one, -5. -2 for some exposed, that's -7. +1 for the orchard, -6. So we're as bad as it can be. Drawing a card. Surprised that. I'm really surprised that he's hit there. Really surprised. The effect, he is a line unit. He's toast. He's gone. Bye-bye. Not a good start, but that's what happens. Say the enemy are now actually waiting for us. That's the feeling I've got from them. Critical hit, now got to find full casualty. There we go. So, a casualty, as I say, not a good start to that. Okay, we then go to the cleanup phase. Are you sure? Yeah, okay. So that's that done. And that concludes turn 1. We're into turn 2. And now we have a word, or the HQ has a word with us and says, Intelligence says the enemy might be waiting for you. Oh, thanks very much for that, not letting us know. All right, so we've got to see if we get a actual HQ event. We do not. So they do telephone us or radio us and say, yeah, we've just found out enemy intelligence, there might be some incoming. Yeah, but no specific orders as yet. Okay, so now we have the activation phase for the battalion. The only thing that happens here is, where is he? Oh, they haven't moved up. They normally move up. Is that because I've moved the chart? Could be, couldn't it? Oh well. I just find it a little bit more useful here. So let's flip him over. Company HQ. And then we'll work out how many activations he actually gets. So draw a card for him. And he's got, I'm still fascinated by the hits there. He's got 4 because he's in command, he's set in here. Okay, he's veteran, 5. We're no longer at no contact and he's not undercover. So he's got 5 orders. He had 2 remaining, so he's actually on 7. Remember, I can only use 4 of them. Okay, so he's still in command, communication via radio to the 2nd platoon commander, who seems to have disappeared. Where's he gone? First Sergeant, Company HQ. Who's 2nd platoon commander? I haven't brought him on the board yet. I'm sure he was it. Okay, let me find out. What an absolute donut. I left the assault team behind and didn't. I moved the platoon commander. No, it wasn't the platoon commander who moved over there. Fortunately, there was nothing happening. That was definitely the assault team I moved over. So, yeah. I declared it, and they just picked up the wrong counter. Fortunately, nothing actually happened. Right, so he is, as he is there, he's not undercover. He is a line unit. And so we need to draw a card. I can't remember. I'm going to draw another card if I'd already drawn one. So he gets 4, not undercover, no contact, not veteran. So he gets, so therefore he remains on 4. He's got 2 remaining, so he's on 6. So let's flip that over. Okay, 6 activations. No, wait a minute. I'm jumping ahead here. All right. I've got me 6 activations. Right, what I was doing, what else do I want to activate? That's what I was trying to find out, wasn't it? Okay, so first platoon, 2nd platoon, definitely. Now, the XO and the company sergeant, I've given a radio to both of them, so they will both be activated as well. So F for him. And first sergeant F for him. So that's 3 of my 5. So that will take him down from 7 down to 4. Maximum save for line, that's fine. I don't really want to activate anybody else. So that's him done. I'm just making sure he is veteran, so that's fine how many you can save. Right, second platoon has got 6 orders. There we go. Done it slightly incorrectly there, but that's all right. We know where we are. Okay, 6 orders. And he's just been, oh my goodness. So we've got to go on to that card. There's no more PC marker. That was only temporary. So he will then order second platoon forward onto that card. No, he won't. He will order them to infiltrate that card. Second platoon is veteran. That means he'll get 3 draws at doing so. 1, 2, 3. So they do manage to infiltrate, which means, of course, that they could move further, but also they're not exposed. We have got 3 activations left for second platoon commander. Okay. Also, technically, we've got waypoint 1 in the correct order. I'm going to stick that. Well, I've normally been sticking them on that card there, so that's fine. Right. So he's got 3 activations left. Okay. Do I want to order anybody else forward at this present moment in time? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. He'll order the LMG forward. And again, they will try and, yes, they can infiltrate because they're not a tri-bodied weapon and the high volume of fire. So draw a card. Well, veterans drawn 3 cards. They got the first one, so in they go as well. Right. That's 2 is activations, which we're quite happy with. Okay, so he's done 2. How many orders does he have? So he's got 2 remaining. That'll take him to 5. He's veteran, and veteran can save up to 6. So we'll have that. We'll bank the rest for him. Okay, so we're now going to try the XO and see how many orders he gets. Mouse is moving. Come on, isn't it? There we go. I'll get it right in a minute. Okay, so we're drawing for the XO. So he gets 5. That's good. He is a line unit, so no change there. So that stays 5. It's it's 5. He was already on 4, so that takes him to 9. He ain't going to use all those. So, because we can only use 4 of them, but let's see what we're going to do with Mr. XO. He's sitting back here. By the way, a bit of housekeeping. If you're still here, please hit the like button. It helps the channel. And subscribe if you haven't done so already. And you enjoy what I do. So the XO is here. So if he moves into the marsh, he will be exposed. But that's fine. We're not too bothered about that. So he moves forward onto this card and is then marked exposed. That leaves him with 3 commands. So what he's now going to do, he's going to ask the team here to search for cover. So I get to draw 2 cards. He's a line unit, so it stays 2 cards, and we'll see if we've got any cover. 1, 2. They find cover. Excellent, well done. And we'll put the cover marker here. Put them into there, because they automatically go into it. And that leaves, he's got 2 commands left. Do we go and join them? Why not indeed? And they get marked exposed because they search for the cover. Okay, he will then join them, which means he's got 1 command left. And what do we ask them to do now? Not a lot. Not much they more they can do. They've found what we needed them to find, which is preparing for cover. So he's used a total of 3 commands. He's a line guy, so he can only save 4. So there we go. And then we'll flip him over. Right, that means next up is the first sergeant, who's also a line dude. Draws a card. Not so good. That's 2. That's about it. So he's on 4, 5, so he's got 6. And he's going to do something similar. Okay, he's got 4 maximum he can activate. So he goes, right, okay, let's move up another squad into this area here. And try and infiltrate. That's a veteran squad. So drawing a card. Well, actually drawing, we've got them on the first card, but they've got to draw a total of 3 cards. Okay, drawing the last one, and then 3 shuffle. And they enter on there without becoming exposed. Okay. And that was his first activation. He's going to do what now? Okay, he will move himself forward. And he's aligned, so he's drawing 2 cards to see if he can infiltrate that card. He does. Good. Okay, so he's got 2 commands left. So he now says to this squad, let's go forward, shall we? And they're like, well, do we? Yeah. No, do I? Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. So he says to them, go forward, because they're not marked as exposed. So the first one he's got to do, he's got 2 orders left, is he makes them draw a lat unit. And they're saying, yeah, but look what happened to the last guy. Yeah, well, you don't judge it by the last guy. Okay, so now this is to be, well, that's a good point. That's the second squad. They've got smoke as well, so entail make sure they got smoke with them. Okay, and his last command that he can activate, he tells them to go and look at the cemetery. And they're saying, cheerful, thanks a lot for that. And they can move straight to the cover in there. No reason why they can't, but that would be marked as exposed because there's no volume of fire on there. So in they go. He's used the maximum, which is 4. He started with 6, so he has 2 remaining. So let's flip that. Then we're into platoon. Platoons that we haven't drawn initiative, given commands to. So that's first and third. So first platoon, we'll draw a card. Looking at the smaller number, he gets 3. He's veteran. We're not going to do anything with him, so we just might as well put that in the maximum save. And third platoon, who's a line commander, we draw a command for him, reshuffle, and he gets 3 as well. So again, he's line, so the maximum save is on there anyway. The last one, which is the most important, which is general initiative, and whatever we draw here, we get half. Oh gosh, so reshuffle. We get half. 2. Yay, we got 1. Woohoo! Okay. A little bit concerned here. I know it's night time, and we know who is Seeky, but we're going to actually pop smoke here as my 1 general initiative. So let's just flip that. Oof. Doesn't help against incoming or something like that, but it might help against fire that they might draw. Okay, so that's all that done. Okay, so with the enemy, we now draw a card to see if they have a HQ event. No. And they still have no troops on the board. So there's no mutual capture, no retreat segment, nothing like that. So we go into the mutual combat phase where the actual that is now removed. There's no further incoming on there, so I'll tell you what, we'll keep it there just in case. Okay, and then we do the potential contacts. We've only got 1 new potential contact, which is this one. Okay, so let's flip that over and have a look what it is. Zoom in a little bit. It's a contact C. Okay, well, because that's now gone, okay, there is now no volume of fire, so we're no longer in contact. It's probably going to change in a moment, but I better do that. So we're back at no contact, which for a volume of fire C is we are drawing 4 cards. 1, 2, 3. So we've got contact and 4. So there is somebody there. Now, okay, so there is somebody. Let's see. With a C, we are looking at, well, it's still the 1 to 10 thing. So we draw a card looking under the number 10, and we get 6 with a C. That's package 3, which is an LMG nest. Okay, so shall we see where this bad boy is? Right, 1 to 2 on a 10 draw, he's point blank. So let's draw a card. Looking at the 10, 2, he is point blank. Oh, that's not nice. Spotted, no. And yeah, LMG with 6 ammo. Point blank, he's in that card. Let's find out. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll set that up. And so I'm going to pull. Okay, there he is. LMG team in foxholes, 6 ammunition, unspotted. And I can't fire on him, we haven't seen him, but they can definitely fire on us. Place a volume of fire as it's a machine gun. Oh, the wrong counter there. As it's a machine gun, that comes down. No PDF is placed. There's no firing off the card, and we'll change that to automatic weapons. So, okay, so that's something we'll have to try and spot in turn 3. So that was the only potential contact this turn. So now we will do. There's no pinned recovery. So there's only one combat to actually resolve, which is this one. Right, so we have an LMG. Okay, with automatic weapons fire. He's putting it onto my guys here. So let's go through all the modifiers. There's +1 for the card, +1 for the cover, so that's 2. And the moon, or was that +3? Yeah, +3. So let's go through that again. +1 for the cover, +1 for the cards, it's +2, +3 for the moon, it's +5. However, automatic, +4, and another exposed makes it down to +2. So it's +2, drawing a card. The smoke. Another +2, it's +4. That's a miss. I'm just going to recalculate that just in case I cocked up. +1, +1, so it's +2, +2 for the smoke, +4, plus another 3 for the night, that's +7, and then -1, -3, yeah, -3 from 7 is +4, which is a miss. Okay, that's good. But as you can see, it's going to be pretty hard with the moon to actually engage. But we've now got a team on there. They can hopefully spot and deal with it accordingly. And the enemy have consumed 1 ammo. So that takes them from 6 to 5. There's no change of the PDF. There isn't one. And now that we have an enemy with a volume of fire, we go to engaged. Contact. Hold on, let's just double check that. Yeah, contact. 1 friendly occupied or enemy occupied card is under volume of fire, or at least 1 spotted enemy is on the map, which contact it is. It's not engaged because 2 or more occupied cards, and it's not heavily engaged. Even though we're on the same card, it says to be heavily engaged, you've got to be engaged, and at least card with an enemy and friends. So we haven't managed to get the engaged stipulation, so therefore we are at contact. Okay, and then the clean up. Are you sure you want to clean up? Yes. Okay, so that should move us on the over to here to turn 3. Let's bring all those boys up. There we go. And going into turn 3. Should we do turn 3? Yeah, let's do turn 3. Okay. So what are we going to do in turn 3? Well, initially plan, I've got to deal obviously with that because that's a good point. We have cleared that root point. So the question is, do we we're not cleared it, we've been in it, so all we have to do is touch it, reveal some cover there. So we could technically go into here. What we can't do is go here, where there's route point 4, before we get to route point 3. So it's probably the best route. Open fields, don't really like the sound of that. So, yeah. And dealing with that German could be useful. The other thing we need to do is get this casualty back to the casualty collection point. There's no either. Get it to the casualty collection point. So, without going through the minefield. That would be foolish. Wouldn't be the first time. Right, drawing a card. No HQ event. So next up is the friendly HQ. The battalion HQ activating. Where is he? There he is. Activate the company HQ. And then we determine how many actual orders he gets, drawing a card. Ooh, this is where you bank him. Because sometimes you get a lousy one. He gets one. He's not undercover. We're no longer at no contact. But he is a veteran. So he gets 2. So he gets 2. He's already on 4. So it takes him to 6. Okay. Remember, we can only spend 4 of them. Right. So let's have a look. Is 2nd Platoon able to accept radio communication? He is. That's not a problem. 2nd Platoon will be activated. That's one of them. 3 left. Now, the XO is undercover, so he cannot receive a radio communication, but the company sergeant can, because he's not undercover. Now, there is a line of sight stipulation. I'm not sure if it means it's got to be like the exact line of sight, like diagonally or so forth. So I'm going to check that rule. Let me pause. Yeah, that's not bad. We're 30 plus minutes into the video, and it's the first time I've actually had to get the rule book out. Yay! However, no. It's a simple answer. He's got to be in line of sight to be able to use the radios from this time period. So early, says 4.3.5, the radios, early handheld radios, the SCR 536. Because of its limited broadcasting strength, radios such as the SCR 536 allow radio communication only within line of sight, as if daylight, and can ignore smoke. Early handheld radios do not work from undercover markers. So, piece of poo. The sergeant, if the CO was here, then yes, he could give him a communication. He is not. Why I left him on that card, don't know. I remember he can't move. So the sergeant is not in line of sight, because the line of sight is determined diagonally, straight diagonals or straight ups and downs. So, yeah, he can't be activated either. I see no need to activate the other commanders I have, so no. I've just realised, why have I brought no artillery along on this mission, have I? The mortar guy is sitting back here. So, he's meant to be with this, actually. I should have time back there. So I will activate the mortar. Well, activate, I'll move him. So where are we going to move him to? He will move to here. He should be with the battalion. Oh, where's the artillery guy? The artillery guy is... Where's the artillery? I'll keep misplacing stuff. He's over here. Yeah, he's staying in that position because he's got covering fire there. However, the mortar guy was meant to be on this mission. So let's just make sure he has the right tint. There we go. Okay, apply that. He's part of 2nd Platoon. He moves over to that card and therefore gets marked as exposed. And that means the company commander used 2 orders. Okay, or 2 commands. It takes him back to 4. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame about these radios. But there we go. Right. Platoon HQ then. So 2nd Platoon is activated. And we now need to determine how many actual orders he gets. He gets 4. He is veteran. No, he's line. So it's on 4. we're in contact, so it stays 4, and he's not undercover. So he's got 4. He had 4, so he's now on 8. But we can only spend a maximum of 4 anyway. So as long as we keep him around that 4 mark, because now it's a decision to make is if we move him forward, we are going to be out of communication of the company commander. And I can't move the company commander. Company commander should be here or here. Why I didn't move him in the setup, I don't know. Missed him. So, well, as he can move, he's got 4 orders. He will order these guys to move to here. On top. Why does it not do it sometimes and then does it other times? I don't know. Get underneath. Want you on top. There we go. Right. So that's 1 order. Takes him down to 3. Oh, and he should be marked as exposed. Okay. That leaves him with 3 commands. Do we want to move this squad up? I want to move this squad onto here. Might as well move into the cover. There we go. The cover. We'll do all of them. And they will be marked exposed because there's no volume of fire on there. Leaves him with 2. And to be honest, I think I'm going to leave him there for the time being. So, yeah. Got 2 orders remaining. He can only, as his line, he can only save 4 anyway. So, there we go. That's him done. So that was the only guy I could activate. So we're now into initiative impulse. And to be fair, I'm not even going to draw for first platoon, or because he's veteran, he can keep 6. Third platoon, I'm not going to bother drawing 4 either, because that's the maximum he can save. Nothing I want to do with them at the present moment. And the XO and Sergeant, because they weren't activated, they only get 1 command each. So we're going to start with the XO. So he's on 5, and he's like tapping his radio. He's thinking, I should have gone on the cover. So, as an XO, what's he want to do? He orders these guys to go and have a look at the open field. I mean, as they're shrugging and going, they're saying, are you strictly sure about that, sir? Yes. And they get marked as exposed to do so. Okay, so that's 1 order of his 4 that he can do. And then I want to get him back into line communication. So he then moves back here, get marked exposed that he does so. And as he's walking and crouching, hello, hello, he gets a voice through. Hello. Okay. Why don't you move, company commander? Because I don't want to in the rules, so I can't. So, what a donut. Not moving him. Anywho, so he uses 2 commands of his 5. He is aligned, so he can save a maximum of 4. So there we go. Sergeant gets 1. Where is Mr. Sergeant? Okay, so this is where we now need to find this German here. So the sergeant, as a veteran, oh, he's not. He's alive. The sergeant, who's got 3 commands, he orders, who's the order? Let's see. He orders this veteran here to see if he can spot this German there. Okay, in the cemetery. Now it is night. Will that change spotting? Let's have a look at the actual spotting chart. Because you might actually fire a flare. That might be an idea. Let's have a look. This might be the second consultation. Okay, let me pause. Okay, so referring to the rules, it says that line of sight is only adjacent cards, and when it comes to spotting, there doesn't seem to be a modifier for night. Okay, so we're going to get a veteran unit to the spotting, so we get a basic 2, veteran is 3. The enemy is undercover, it's back to 2. We know they're veterans, so it's back to 1. On the same card as spotter? No. Are they exposed? No. Are they got an automatic rate of weapon A? Yes, it's back to 2. 3 or more cover and concealment value? No. And 0 cover or concealment value? No. Target goes, does concealment? I don't know if that applies. If you know, let me know in the comments, because nighttime is that class as a concealment, but we're at 2. I'm going to draw 2. If it's still wrong, let me know in the comments. So we're drawing 2, and we need to spot, we need the roundel. So didn't get 1. So he's only got 3 commands, so he's down to 2 now. So we can't order them to spot again. We've got anybody else? Well, we have the LMG that's veteran. So they all try and spot, and it'll be the same. So they're drawing 2 cards. 1. And they do spot him. Okay. Unspotted now becomes spotted. That means that these guys go, ah! I don't know. I mean, someone's always shouted, they're next to the church. Well, this is chronometry. They're next to the special little thing with the angel on it. To the right. No, yeah, left. Yeah, that's it. You got it. So these guys can now spot them. So now we have automatic volume of fire between the 2 of them. Where is he? Where's that? Let's clone that, shall we? That'll probably be easier. That will go up the top there. That's the clone. That's now affecting my unit, and that's affecting their unit as they shoot at each other. Right. So that leaves the sergeant with 1 command left. What are we going to do with that? 1 command. Because they're not going to open up for that very reason that that's got Arc Eyes on it. However, his last command, he says to the grenade throwing rocket team over here, fire at them. So, yeah, fire. So they are a line unit. They're drawing 2 cards and we're looking for the same symbol. So 1, 2. Oh no, we're looking for the grenade, aren't we? Yes. Sometimes I just don't know why. I suppose it's to keep the rules as straightforward as possible. Why they're classed as grenades, even though they're rockets. But then you have to put a rocket symbol on the card. Just call it a grenade. So that lands successfully. Well done. So that becomes, toggle that down to from 3 to 2, and we now put a grenade on this grenade miss, which is not a grenade. Grenade. It's a grenade. Boom. In there. We like that. Okay, so that's the sergeant used 3 commands, so that actually finishes them off. Then the general initiative, draw a card. It's 2, which becomes 1. Okay. Well, as that grenade's landed, they don't need to try and throw grenades, because if they throw a grenade, he can throw one back. So they won't do that. They haven't got any more smoke. So I think we've done what we can there. See if we can winkle him out with the bazooka shell. So we'll lift this guy who's now exposed on here. So he will pop smoke as well there. So let's get that open. And that's my general initiative done. Okay. We now go to the enemy. And we determine if their HQ has anything to say. It does. Ew. Right. So we're looking at a card. We're in turn 3 now, aren't we? So, yeah. So we're looking at the 2 to 6 table. And 1 to 10. Oh, that's a bit too high. That's 6. 5, 6. Rally. Attempt to rally all pinned on map units and upgrade any unpinned lats. They haven't got any of them. So in other words, nothing happens. Enemy activity check segment. Okay, so there's only the 1 enemy. They're on a deliberate defense. So I haven't got too much to randomly determine. Bringing up the enemy lat table. Well, not the lat. Yeah, the lats. Oh no, it's enemy defense activity check. We're under deliberate defense. So let's bring that up. Let's have a look. So we're looking at this card here. All right. So what applies? On the same card as an opposing unit and not undercover. No, he's undercover. On the same card as an opposing unit and undercover. Deliberate defense, you've got 1, no action, 2 to 3, attempt to make a grenade attack. Okay, so we're drawing a card. Looking at under 3, he does 1, that's no action. So he can basically, he's firing at my guy. He's quite happy firing at that guy. He doesn't want to go rummaging in the pocket to see if he's got a grenade. And that's the only one we have to do. Mutual capture and retreats phase, not apply. There's no vehicles. There's no fire missions. Potential contact. We have one potential contact, don't we? Which is here. Okay. So let's see if we actually have contact. So that is, we flip the counter over. That's C. See, we are still at in. No, there's only one card of the volume of fire. So we're still at contact yet. Under contact, we have 3 with a C. 3 with a C. 1, 2. Nobody there. Okay, I like that. We popped off a smoke, but I'd rather pop, smoke is cheap as chips. Not like some trained dudes. So I'll pop smoke whenever I can, if I can. Right, so that's all the potential contacts. Pinned recovery, no one's pinned. So we now go to the combat effects segment, and we only have one card to worry about, which is this one. So I always determine the effect on the enemy before determining the effect on me. So now the grenade is at -4, so that's good, isn't it? I like that, or I do like that. Right, so getting the volume of fire chart out. Okay. Yeah, the grenade takes precedence over the and grenades aren't affected by the moon. Okay, so it's -4. I think that's it. There's nothing else on there, is there? -4, then +1 for the cover, +1 for the foxhole. That takes it to -2. We don't get affected by the moon. -2. Didn't pop any small. I did earlier. -2. Nothing else seems to apply. So it's -2. -2. Draw a card. Is a hit. Excellent. He is a veteran. Casualty. Boom. Blew his bloody head off. Okay, now that's good. I'm quite happy with that. Actually, I'm not quite happy with that. I'm actually ecstatic by that. Well-placed grenade. That takes him out of the equation. So the foxhole is there. But, then it doesn't suddenly fill itself in. Machine gun ammo. I don't know if we can use that if necessary. Okay, so that's now the effect on me. Okay, nearly forgot about that. So which will be affected by the night because it is a automatic weapons fire. So it's let's go for all the pluses. +3 from the moonlight, dancing by the moonlight. +1 for the cemetery, +1 for the cover. That's net +5, -1 for the automatic weapon fire. So that's net +4. There's no exposure on there. Net +4 is a miss, as one would hope. Okay, so that's the combat effects segment done. Let's do the cleanup. You sure you want to clean up? Yes. Okay. The tournament should have moved on. It has. They need to move up there. Boom. Now, volume is a fire marker. There is no enemy anymore, and so this doesn't apply anymore. So let's just delete that. Does he keep firing? I suppose he does. He's not convinced yet that there is no enemy. So I think that's it. So we've got a German casualty that we can capture at some point. We obviously still need to get our green guy back, our casualty back. but has that changed it? We're still at contact, I believe, because there's still a volume of fire. I could order. It's not an automatic ceasefire, is it? Enemies would have ceased fire. I think I have to tell my boys, oi, stop it, you got them. We got them with the bazooka shell. So I think that's it. Okay, well, we've done 3 turns. I think, because we're going on to turn 4 now. Yeah, we've done 3 turns. I think that's enough for this video. So let's take that back to the top and discuss what's happening. I hope you enjoyed that. Quite a lot sort of happened. Sneaky. Night, yeah, it's a little bit extra you've got to keep track of. But it's fun. Visibility is obviously still the one I've got to still actually work out. Exactly what lines of sight and blinking radio. Why I put the company commander on the wrong car. That's where he was for the 3rd platoon. When they did their patrol, 2nd platoon, he decided, you know what, I'm not going anywhere. I'm actually quite comfortable here. He should have moved over 1 car. And but once the mission starts, I can't move him. I had in my mind to allocate the mortar team to the mission. And again, forgot to move them, but that was definite. They're meant to be in each of the missions going forward. So I'll be moving him probably under initiative activation next time. Other than that, well, that's about it. So I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments if you did. If you got this far, please like the video. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. It all helps the channel. If you want to financially help the channel, you can down below. You can join the join as a member. Okay, come and join us on the dark side. We have cookies. I wish. But yeah, please come as a channel member, and also you can do what's called a super thanks. Again, that's down at the bottom. Any finances that I do get will go towards the channel, either more games or things like the headset here. All contributes to trying to improve the quality of my videos. And so, yeah. But until next time, remember, play games, have fun, buy internet.